My boyfriend asked for space to think about us. 2 weeks later, my best friend posted beach resort stories. He was right there with her. My boyfriend told me he needed space to think about us. I cried, but I respected it. 2 weeks later, my best friend posted Instagram stories from a beach resort, and my boyfriend was in every single one. They didn't even try to hide it. I'd been with Ryan for 3 years. We met at a friend's party and hit it off right away. He was easygoing, made me laugh, and always showed up when it mattered. My best friend Talia had been in my life since middle school. She knew everything about me. Every fight Ryan and I ever had, every insecurity I carried. She was the first person I called when things got hard, and she used all of it. The trouble started about 2 months before the beach trip. Ryan began pulling away, shorter texts, canceled plans. When I brought it up, he said work was stressing him out. I believed him. I gave him space on weekends. I stopped asking where he was because I didn't want to seem needy. Then one Thursday night, he sat me down on my couch and said, I think I need some time to figure out what I want. I love you, but I need space to think about us. I asked if there was someone else. He looked me dead in the eye and said no. I asked if I did something wrong. He said I was perfect and that it wasn't about me, so I let him go. I didn't beg. I didn't blow up his phone. I told him I loved him and that I'd be here when he was ready. Then I called Talia. She came over with ice cream and sat on my floor while I cried for 3 hours. She told me he was an idiot. She told me I deserved better. She hugged me when I couldn't stop shaking and slept on my couch because I didn't want to be alone. 2 weeks later, I was scrolling Instagram on a Sunday morning. Talia had posted a story. Beach resort, palm trees, a frozen drink with a little umbrella in it. I almost scrolled past it. Then the next slide loaded. It was a boomerang of 2 people clinking glasses. Ryan's hand. I knew that watch. I bought him that watch for our anniversary. I tapped to the next story. A mirror selfie of Talia in a swimsuit. Behind her, sitting on the hotel bed, was Ryan. He was looking at his phone. He wasn't tagged. She didn't mention him, but he was right there. I screenshot everything. Then I checked her stories from the past 2 weeks. A restaurant plate for 2. A sunset photo where you could see a man's shoulder at the edge. A story that said, this is what peace feels like. Posted the same night Ryan told me he needed space. She had been with him the entire time. I didn't call either of them. I sat with it for a full day. Then Tuesday morning, Talia texted like nothing happened. Hey babe, you free this weekend? I miss you. I replied, sure, come over Friday. She showed up Friday with wine and that same smile she always had. She sat on my couch and started talking about some guy from her gym who kept flirting with her. I let her talk for about 20 minutes. Then I said, how was the resort? She paused. What resort? The one you posted on Instagram with the palm trees and the frozen drinks. Her face shifted. Oh, that was just a quick trip with some coworkers. Which coworker wears the watch I bought Ryan for our 2-year anniversary? She didn't say anything. She just sat there holding her wine glass and staring at me. I pulled out my phone and showed her the screenshots. Every story, the hand, the mirror selfie, the shoulder in the sunset photo, the timeline that lined up perfectly with the night Ryan asked for space. She started talking fast. It's not what you think. We just ran into each other. He was already there. I didn't plan it. You slept on my couch the night he left me. You watched me cry and told me I deserved better. And you were already planning a trip with him. She put the wine glass down. I was going to tell you. When? She didn't answer. I stood up and opened my front door. Leave. Can we just talk about this? You had 2 weeks to talk about it. You used that time to go to a beach resort with my boyfriend instead. Leave. She grabbed her bag and walked out. She texted me 4 times that night. I didn't open any of them. Ryan called me the next morning. I picked up. He started with, Talia told me you know. That's what you open with? He went quiet. Then he said, it just happened. I didn't mean for it to go this way. You told me you needed space to think about us. You looked me in my face and said there was nobody else. There wasn't. Not at first. At first. So it started after you asked for space. I don't know when it started. I do. It started when you had someone feeding you every insecurity I ever told her in private. Goodbye, Ryan. I hung up. I blocked them both on everything. I told our friend group what happened. Not dramatically. I just told the truth. Showed the screenshots to the people who asked. Most of them stopped talking to Talia. A few stopped talking to Ryan. 3 months later, I'm doing fine. I repainted my bedroom. I started running in the mornings. I got a raise at work. Talia tried reaching out through a mutual friend last week. She said she was sorry and wanted to fix things. I told the friend, there's nothing to fix. She made her choice at the resort. Ryan texted from a new number a few days ago. I messed up. I know that now. I read it, then I deleted it. Some people show you who they are when things get hard. Those 2 showed me when they thought I wasn't looking.
Have you ever had your therapist fall asleep during your breakthrough? 18 months of therapy. Finally ready to discuss the root of everything. The thing I've never told anyone. Dr. Peterson dims the lights for ambiance. Should have been my warning. I start talking. When I was 7, my father left. But that's not the traumatic part. He nods. Writes something. Go on. He left me at a Denny's for 3 days. Told me to wait. He was getting cigarettes. Dr. Peterson's pen slows. The manager eventually called social services. But those 3 days, living in a Denny's booth, surviving on crackers and syrup, I hear snoring. Light snoring. I look up. His eyes are closed. Dr. Peterson? Nothing. Just steady breathing. Dr. Peterson! He jolts awake. Yes. Continue processing. I was abandoned at a Denny's. Denny's represents your inner child. You were asleep. I was practicing active listening with my eyes closed. You were snoring. Therapeutic breathing. It helps you feel safe. I stand up to leave. He stands too. Stumbles. Clearly still half asleep. Wait, we're having breakthrough. You were unconscious, but you were conscious. That's what matters. This is your journey. A journey you slept through. How long was I practicing therapeutic breathing? 20 minutes. That'll be $200. You were asleep. The session is about your time, not my consciousness. I storm out. The receptionist looks up. Rough session? He fell asleep. She nods knowingly. Thursday afternoon. He does that. He does this regularly, usually during trauma revelations. We think it's a defense mechanism. Whose defense? His. Trauma is exhausting to hear. I file a complaint with the board. They send Dr. Peterson the complaint. He calls me. I got your letter. Let's discuss your anger. You fell asleep during my breakthrough, and you're fixating on that instead of processing your Denny's trauma. Because you slept through it. Classic deflection. I hang up. Leave reviews everywhere. Dr. Peterson. Great for insomniacs. He'll definitely be sleeping. His response to my review. Patient struggles with acceptance when others practice self-care. Self-care? I try a new therapist. Dr. Williams. First session, I tell her everything. The Denny's, the previous therapist. She's taking notes furiously. That's incredible. The sleeping therapist, not the Denny's. Well, also the Denny's. But a therapist sleeping during breakthrough? Is that common? God, no. That's malpractice. Also hilarious. Sorry, not hilarious. Very serious. She refers me to someone else because she can't stop laughing about Dr. Peterson. Third therapist, Dr. Kim. I test her. Before we start, are you awake? Very awake. Promise not to fall asleep? I have a coffee IV. Impossible. Finally. Progress. 6 months later, I'm doing better. Processing the Denny's thing. Turns out it was traumatic. Who knew? Not Dr. Peterson. He was asleep. Dr. Kim and I joke about it now. At least you know the exact moment therapy failed you. When my therapist started dreaming during my nightmares? Exactly. I run into Dr. Peterson at a coffee shop. He's asleep in his chair. Coffee still steaming. Book open. The barista says he does this daily. Orders triple shot. Immediately passes out. Does he pay? In advance. Says he's practicing conscious unconsciousness. I take a photo. Send it to Dr. Kim. Her response: your trauma response could have been worse. You could have become him. Fair point. My new therapy goal: don't fall asleep during other people's problems. Bar is low but achievable. The Denny's trauma? Processed. The therapy trauma? New material. Dr. Peterson's still practicing. His Psychology Today profile now says, specializing in dream analysis and therapeutic rest. 1-star review. I think he analyzed his own dreams during my session. His response: dreams are windows to the collective unconscious. 5 stars for eventually getting help. 0 stars for Dr. Peterson's consciousness. Infinite stars for the Denny's manager who kept 7-year-old me alive on pancakes and concern.